I know. And I know how painful too it can be. But here the reality, my dear listeners. In as much as the situation is terrible, is unacceptable, is bad, is this, it could be armed robbers raided your house. It could be, forgive me, for the lady that was raped. And you want to live with the memory of it for the rest of your life. No, you are putting and caging yourself in a prison. I understand that it's difficult to take. Yes, it is difficult. Yes, I accept that completely. But here is the reality, my dear listener, this evening. You did nothing to deserve what happened to you. That is the fact. You did not invite somebody to come and rape you. You did not invite armed robbers to go and break your shop. You did not invite an armed robber to raid your house and cut away your belongings and money and everything in the house. But must that define your identity? Oh, I remember we used to have this. I remember when we used to have that. And for the rest of your life, for the rest of your being as a husband, you live with that identity. Or perhaps, let me narrow it down to the family house. Perhaps your wife had walked away from you, or your former wife, let me put it that way, had walked away from you, and you are luckily married again. But you no longer trust your new wife because of the experience of the former wife. Therefore, as far as you are concerned, every woman is a devil. Or are you that woman? Your husband betrayed you, is coming back, and is gone abroad. He's married there, is no longer thinking about you. He had told you, try and marry someone else. Hey, listen to me. Listen to me. If you're listening to me this evening, you may fall into any of these categories. Or that boyfriend that you are in love with, that you have gotten engaged to, you were planning to get married, all of a sudden you hear he is getting married somewhere with another woman. And you are devastated. Therefore, every man is like that. And then, as far as you're concerned, you define men, anyone that comes your way, as a heartbreaker. No. Do not allow an event that has happened to you to define you, that you sell your happiness, for example. You talk to some women, they tell you, oh, since the man I was supposed to marry betrayed me, I no longer enjoy the company of men. Therefore, you remain perpetually unhappy for the rest of your life because of one bitter experience you have had. Inasmuch as it is difficult to take. But you must understand that what is at stake here is your life and your personality and your identity. Do you allow yourself to live and die in regret of something that ought to be that never was? Or something that should have been that doesn't look like it's going to be any longer? And therefore, you carry that tag of, oh, I wish I had married to that man. I wish that woman was my wife. And so every now and then, even though you are married you are living with your wife and children and all that, deep down in your heart, you are regretting that you didn't marry a sister so, or brother this as your wife or as your husband. You live an unhappy man. And therefore, you are being identified, you are not happy. Whatever the woman does in the house does not please you because you feel that she is not supposed to be the one you are supposed to marry. And therefore, the identity in the house is narrowed down because of one experience you have had in the past. So the joy, the romance, the love, the intimacy, everything you're supposed to enjoy in the home is no longer there. So you define the marriage based on the experience you have had long even before the person you married came into your life. My dear listeners, you need to change the way you see yourself. You need to change the way you look at your spouse. Are you looking out for competition out there? You have a car, but you don't feel your car is good enough. Because you feel, by your status, you should be driving so car. So you are defining yourself based on the material thing that is staring you in your face. Oh, my wife doesn't respect me enough anymore. Since I lost that job and I'm managing this, she does not respect me any longer. Woman, watch out. Watch out. Watch out. Are you trying to kill your marriage because you have given your husband an identity based on his current state of affairs? Or are you maltreating that woman because what you thought she ought to have become after 2-3 years in marriage, she hadn't become that. Therefore, she is not productive. Therefore, she is not worth being a wife. Is that the identity you have given to your wife? That your son is not doing well in school. Oh, he's a useless son. He's a hopeless son and all that. Do you expect him to do better when you tag him useless and hopeless? My friend, we are talking about who you are. Who are you? Ask yourself. Are you proud of who you are? Are you proud driving that your motorbike as your only mobile possession? Or every day you are wishing that you are Mr. So that is driving that Jeep? Look at your current status. Be satisfied with it. God did not make mistake when he gave us our identities. And he gave us identities. Everybody cannot be a millionaire. There is never anywhere in the world, any country where you go, everybody in that country is a millionaire. It's not possible. There will always be the poor, the middle class, the very rich. But the most important thing is, whichever rung of the ladder you find yourself, try to give yourself a proper identity that will make people respect you for the person you are. Not because of what people say that you are. In my case, if I allowed myself, it would have been easy to be mad in the mode of self-pity, absorb myself in negative thoughts and behaviors about what I should have been and why I shouldn't have been. But what I have realized is that, like every one of us, including anyone who may have wronged you, we are all products of our own programming. But then, what is the alternative? What is the alternative? Today, like I said, in the society we find ourselves in, respect is accorded to people based on what they possess, who they have become, and all of that. But it is wrong. Who says a bread seller cannot be respected? Who says that wood seller cannot be respected? Who says the taxi driver does not deserve respect? Who says that teacher ought not to be well respected? No. Because, my friend, until we get to a point as families that we begin to understand that the millionaire cannot be a millionaire all by himself and do everything for himself. When we get to that point, then we will begin to rewrite our identities and know that even the house help in the house deserves respect. Because she or he, they are carrying out a responsibility that you cannot immediately sit down and do by yourself. And so the identity of, she's just a mere house help, it's wrong. Who are you? How are you defining yourself? Are you defining yourself because you are that house help? Therefore, you cannot amount to anything else other than just being a house help. Who says? I know of a house help, even in this country, that is currently in the college. From being a house help to becoming a college student. Isn't that interesting? Who says that because you are a taxi driver today, that you cannot be your own car owner and employ another person to drive for you as another taxi driver while you become a car owner? And so, that you are driving a cab today should not be a demoralizing thing that will make you feel inferior before people. But like I said, it boils down to what you think you are and who you think you are. It comes down to how you define yourself. Because there are no greater human beings. When God created everybody and brought us into this world, we came into this world with one head, each person, 2 eyes, 1 mouth, 2 ears, our nose, our 2 hands, and 2 legs. You see what I mean? And so what makes the difference is the developmental process, the opportunities we're able to harness, the people that came into our life that enhanced who we became, that made the difference. Some had opportunities that they saw and looked as that looked like trouble or problems. And so some other people also saw the same opportunities, even though they looked like trouble and problems, confronted them, and they were able to rise to a certain level in life. That somebody else that you went to school with is now a director somewhere, managing director somewhere, executive secretary somewhere, and you are still struggling, does not make you inferior. Yes, he or she had risen to a greater height in life or position. But that shouldn't be what defines the identity of that person. What people call you, how people defined you, depends on what you accept as your true identity. Who says that whore out there cannot be somebody that will preach and talk against prostitution tomorrow? Because the truth is that behind every glory, there is a story. Every glory you see, somebody had become somebody. There's a story behind it. There is a big, big story. Some negative stories, some positive stories. It's only the one you know or the one you are told that you know. So, my friends, do not live by the identity people are giving you or have given you, or the person they say you are that is different from what you truly are. There are a few things you need to do to actually define your true identity. One of them is that you must carry yourself in a very respectable manner, always. Always. Whether you are selling granite, sell it with pride, with dignity, knowing that that is not the end of life. Whether you are driving taxi, like I said, whether you are the house help or that laundry woman, do it with pride and respect, knowing that there is always a tomorrow. There is a next day, my friends. Oh yes, there is a next day. There is a next day. There is a next day. As I'm speaking to you, you never know what I will become tomorrow. Tomorrow you may hear, permit me, I'm a Nigerian by nationality. Tomorrow you may hear I have relocated back to Nigeria and I am now a minister or a commissioner in my state or a minister in my country. From being your radio presenter here now to becoming a minister tomorrow, becoming a commissioner in my state tomorrow, becoming someone else. I could be a TV owner tomorrow. I could be a radio station owner tomorrow. You see what I mean? This is what we are saying. Carry yourself in a respectable manner. But then, in everything you are doing, also remember to follow the rules. Treat others with respect, and they will treat you according to the way you have taught them. You have set example for them to treat you. Understand that everyone has boundaries around them that they expect you to respect. There are things people don't want you to do to them. Understand that you shouldn't do it to them. So when people know you for the person you are, they will know how to treat you, how to identify you, what to call you, and the name to give you. We have talked a lot today. Perhaps I should pause at this point. But while I'm pausing, begin to look at what I have said and the things I've shared with you. How do you fit into the proper identity that you think people have identified you with? Are they truly your identity? Or do you think that your identity has been misplaced and been covered up by the circumstances around you or things that have happened to you in the past? Or are you the one wearing the wrong identity on yourself based on your experiences? Think. Ask yourself. Have you given your wife the wrong tag, the wrong identity that is different from the identity you saw in her before marrying her? Or have you changed the identity of your husband different from the person you saw before getting married to him? This is the time to begin to redefine your identity. This is the moment. This is the moment. Are you looking at your child as wayward, hopeless, useless, that will amount to nothing, a non-entity? A child that you wish you never had. Father and mother out there listening to me, please, please, and please, please. God does not make mistakes. God does not make mistakes. He has never made a mistake before. He cannot start with you and your family. So no child is an error. No child is a mistake. Even though you had that child out of wedlock, even if you had that child and you are not married to that woman or you are not married to that man, it's okay. No child is a mistake. So never at any point in time regret having a particular child. In whatever circumstance that child came into your life, whether through rape or whatever, please. Because God does not make mistakes. That child belongs to you. You are the father, you are the mother. Means that God has a purpose for letting you father that child or letting you mother that child. It is your responsibility to now begin to identify. Begin to give that child a proper identity. Begin to call that child a proper name that will make that child become somebody that you would wish for that child to become tomorrow. It is not for you to be calling the child a name that God that brought the child into this world never wished for the child to bear. It could be you, daddy out there. It could be you, mommy out there. That you would have been given a wrong identity by your own parents. Look at yourself. Check the identity that your parents were giving you or had given you while you were coming up. How does it match up with your present identity? Are you carrying it on the way they gave you the identity? Think. If the identity you are carrying is not satisfactory to you, then from this moment you need to begin to redefine yourself. Begin to redefine yourself, my dear friends. Begin now to redefine yourself. Because the identity you allow people to identify you with, that is the identity people will know you with. Have a pleasant week ahead of you. Until we come your way again, I say good night and God bless you.